Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 12 of albums that are 30 years old in 2023. That's right, we've been looking at the year 1993. Each and every day, all month, we've got 31 days here in March. We've picked out together our 31 favorite albums released in 1993 across all genres. As always, these assignments are kind of tough, right? Lots of albums you like, got to kind of narrow it down. I generally don't, when I do these monthly shows, I generally just stick to studio albums most of the time. Today, I'm going to pick a live album because it's a pretty damn special one. And it was released, of course, in 1993, recorded live throughout Europe, mainly in Italy and France, released on Geffen Records. Talking about the second live album from the Pat Metheny Group, The Road to You. Pretty magical stuff here. Lots of tracks. Got a great band, as always. I mean, the Pat Metheny Group, just such a special band. And, you know, in 1993, Pat and the band have been riding kind of a high for a number of years. You know, Grammy Awards and nominations and all that sort of thing. And pretty good selling albums for jazz fusion albums, right? And just a little bit more of, like, overall mainstream acceptance, excuse me, as the early morning blues attack me once again. The post-nasal drip thing. It's always hard talking for me first thing in the morning. And I'm actually talking to you guys first thing in the morning. I haven't talked to anybody else yet. So the lineup we have for this tour, this band, this live album is Pat Metheny on acoustic electric guitars and guitar synthesizer. The late great Lyle Mays on piano and keyboard. Steve Rodby on acoustic electric bass. Paul Wertigo on drums. Armando Marcal on percussion, timbales, congas, and vocals, and Pedro Aznar on vocals, acoustic guitars, percussion, sax, vibraphones, marimbas, all that sort of thing. This album also was nominated for a Grammy Award in 1994's Grammy, a year after it came out. So, what's on here, you might ask? Lots of good stuff. You got some older and more, at the time, current Pat Metheny classics. You got the haunting Have You Heard, which kicks it off. Wonderful. As great as, like, the studio version of Have You Heard is. I mean, they recreate it perfectly live here. And Pat's soloing is just absolutely impeccable. I like the little vocalizations on a lot of these tracks. That's one of the things I really liked about some of the late 80s, early 90s Pat Metheny Group stuff is that, you know, they had this jazz fusion, but with like kind of like a Brazilian flair. And you had the singing was not typical song verse. You had these like kind of like vocalizations things and little vocal passages, but not like we normally would know, like regular songs with vocals throughout the song. It just they utilized the voice as another instrument, which I kind of like, and it follows along with the melody, and I really like the Pat Metheny Group albums from this time period. So anyway, Have You Heard is here. You've got also the great Full Circle, which is like 9 minutes long, excellent. The Road to You is here. You have a really great 15-minute long Half-Life of Absolution, which allows the band to stretch off in all sorts of cool areas. Really good. Last Train Home, Better Days Ahead, bright, cheery. Love that song. Naked Moon, Beat 70. A very poignant Letter from Home is on here as well. There's an excellent rendition of Third Wind. Right, and I like when Pat features some tracks on here from the earlier days, from the early 80s. Lots of use of the guitar synthesizer, but he always used it in very different ways. Almost sounds like a wind instrument. Very cool. And then last but not least, you get solo from More Travels, which is just Pat. Absolutely lovely. I mean, he's just such a great guitar player, such a unique player. I've often said this on the channel that I've been a Metheny fan for a long time, but I got really heavily into Pat Metheny at the beginning of the pandemic, and I just found his music like very warming and comforting, and it's just feel good, you know, mostly instrumental music, and it just kind of lifts your spirits. And as a guitar player, you know, he's not like a burning, oh my God, blazing technique guy like a McLaughlin or a Demiola or a Holdsworth or a Gambale or a Scott Henderson or something, or those type of guys. But he is just an incredible player with amazing dexterity and wonderfully melodic. And he has a sound all his own. He doesn't sound like anybody else. Nobody can sound like Pat Metheny, and that has always endeared himself to me. And his music, his albums are just all like feel good albums. They're really really strong. So yeah, so this is a great live album because again, this kind of culminates some of his best material over the first 20 some odd years of his career. And this was a really good band, and it's a great bunch of performances. Let me see, just. There's the man himself, right? With his hollow body. So Ibanez guitar. Gibson. One or the other, it's hard to see. But he's played all sorts of cool guitars in his over the course of his career. And there's the rest of the guys in the band. Yeah, good stuff. This is a great live album. I would say, too, if you're someone watching and you've, maybe... Yeah, you kind of like jazz a little bit, but never really got too much into jazz and maybe haven't explored the world of Pat Metheny, and you want a kind of good place to start to give you a feel for his music, The Road to You is a great place to start. Again, you get 11 tracks, stuff from throughout his career up to that point, performed impeccably, and the recordings are amazing, and this is a really good live album, folks. So check it out. The Road to You from the Pat Metheny Group is my pick for today, day 12. This is on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts, and please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we've got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations as well as our merch page, so I thank you in advance for all that. And please do let us know what you think of this album as well as your pick for today, day 12, down in the comments, and we'll see you tomorrow for another one. Stay tuned, though. We've got Ranking the Albums coming up with Cynic in just a little bit. We've also, we're going to have Curse of the Collector will be coming up tonight, so stay tuned for that. And I hope to get you guys today also, one or the other, either another episode of the Great 6 Album Runs, another 5 selections for that. That's probably what you're going to get. And then you'll get another episode over the next couple days of those overlooked and underappreciated live albums. Another 10 selections there. So both of those will be coming up today, tomorrow, the next day, that sort of thing. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Pete Pardo. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's been great having you here as always, and I'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.